You know what I'm not doing? I'm not fucking around and wasting my time with bullshit partnerships and bullshit partners. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about planning for success. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we have our steps laid out. Yes, we understand our process, but do we understand how you and I specifically are going to work together successfully? Do we understand that? You know, how are you and I going to work together successfully? How are you and I actually going to be great? You know what I'm saying? Yes, you know what I'm saying? We understand how a marketer can collaborate with a business developer, but how is Eric and Brian going to be successful? You understand me? How are we going to be successful? Well, it starts with being raw and honest with each other. It starts with being sincere. It starts with laying it all out on a table. Who are you? Who am I? Where are you at in life? Where am I at in life? Where am I at in my business? Where are you at in your business? And where can we meet each other? Um, at what point in the middle of the road can we meet each other at? You know what I'm saying? Where can we find that angle? You know what I'm saying? Where can we find that? So that's what ultimately an effective collaboration is all about. I'm all about facilitating effective collaborations. I'm making sure that human beings have what they need to work together successfully. You know, you want to build a business, everyone wants to start a company. Well, why don't you start a team first? You know what I'm saying? Instead of, you want to start, with something that's manageable and then scale it to something, because guess what? Rather than being in the habit of creating all the time, creating new things all the time, which takes a lot of time, you could be in the habit of replacing your previous creations. So what that means is, instead of focusing on creating, focus on replacing something that you previously created. So replace. Don't create. To create something new, it might take you fucking, you know, 5 months to build a new house. You know what I'm saying? But it might take you 5 weeks to remodel an existing house. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if, like for example, like I manage a lot of models, and they're like, Brian, I got to spend, 3 hours trying to take the best selfie. You know what? Take, whatever selfie you can take, the best selfie that you can take in the next 45 seconds, you take that. You take that selfie. The best selfie you can take within the next 45 seconds. Make sure you take enough time in between shots. You should be able to get about 5 good shots within 45 seconds. And if it doesn't come out perfect, it doesn't fucking come out perfect. But you know what? You fucking post that shit, because you have a motherfucking schedule to adhere to. So post that fucking photo, and if you don't like it, set aside some time later in the day or tomorrow to replace the photo that you uploaded, so that you're giving the people content. You know what I'm saying? It's not a drought out there. You feel me? You're giving the people content, but guess what? You're inspiring yourself to level up, because if you don't like that photo and you post it anyway, it would be like, hey, I know I can do better. So let me work to replace that shit as quickly as possible. So now you're replacing because you're having things in motion, rather than waiting to put things into motion before they're, completely perfect and ready. So that's what I mean. Now, going back to how that applies to working together, like I was talking before, because we can get into any kind of which ways. Like, this conversation can go any kind of which way. This is about how can you and I work together successfully. What's our process like? You know what I'm saying? um, what we want to do is, I'm trying to remember my last thought here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I should smoke some. Remember my last thought. We want to replace things as quickly as possible. So exactly, this is what we want to do. I'm bringing it back to the point that I had before. So I was talking about teams, right? Teams versus companies. Everyone wants to start a business, start a company. My advice is, start a team first, build a team first. And in order to build a team, you have to become a leader. And in order to be a leader, you have to have a purpose, mission, and vision clearly defined. Your purpose is why you exist, why you're here, you know what I'm saying? Why you brought everyone around you today, why you brought everyone here, that's your purpose. Your mission is what you do and who you serve and whose needs you're here to meet and how you do what you do. That's your mission. And then your vision is your goals and aspirations that you want out of life. You know what I'm saying? Once you have that clearly defined, then you can become a leader as you move your purpose, mission, and vision into reality. You know what I'm saying? By moving an inch forward every single day towards your goals. So that, and then you become a leader, and then you attract a team. Now the team is going to eventually build and create your organization for you, which is going to be your company. A company is an organization of people and resources. You know, the resources are most likely technology and other people, you know, skill sets, different sorts of labor, knowledge, experience. So start a team before you start a business, and you know, you're not doing business unless you know you're exchanging something of value. So have something of value to exchange. If you're the guy managing the operation, charge motherfuckers to be on your team, a retainer, to basically pay you because you're doing most of the work in terms of operating the business. So charge everybody else in the team a retainer, tell them to slide you $100 a month. You know what I'm saying? It helps you with your software, it helps you with operating your business that is going to take care of them. The business that we are all building together, someone's got to manage it and do most of the fucking labor that's going to keep this shit flowing naturally through the fluctuations of business and life. You know what I'm saying? The ups and downs. Someone's got to be managing this shit, operating this shit, worrying about it. Is that going to be you? Is that going to be you? No. So pay me and I'll worry about that shit for you. And then you guys can just worry about getting paid and sticking to whatever you're good at and what your strengths are. You know, we have to make it mutually beneficial for each other. So me having a business, you know, me running the business, me knowing the most about the business and the structure and the organization in terms of actually making it successful and designing it well, me knowing all of that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying, and having that expertise and my strength being managing this shit and leading it forward, that's a lot of work, that's a lot of energy. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm putting in more work than everybody else around me, you know, but I'm not benefiting, then everybody else around me is, you know what I'm saying, we're not on the same planes. It's not a level playing field. You know what I'm saying? When, you know, person B, C, and D contribute X amount, but person A is contributing, you know, 10 times that. So the team should naturally want to compensate the operator and main primary manager of the business so that that dude can stay fresh and vital, and it's just making things mutually beneficial. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You level the playing field out. You see how you can meet people's needs and make things possible and make things easy and comfortable for each other in terms of their role. So that's what it is. And, you know, you want to get in the habit of replacing. So, you know, get a business. If you don't got a business partner, grab one. You know what I'm saying? If you hate them, you know, remember everything you hated about them. And then that helps you to create and form your criteria for the business partners that you do want in the future. All teams basically go through 5 stages of development: forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. Forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. Forming. Forming is the coming together of the team where everybody's excited and inspired by the idea. Storming is when people start figuring out, oh man, this is a little bit harder than we thought. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I'm going to do it my way because this is the way I know how to do it. Fuck you. That's storming is the conflict stage. And then norming is when things kind of like settle down, fizzle out, and you start to get into an operation where, you know, it's consistent and we're actually achieving success. Like you can see a clear pathway to things or how things are going to be successful. And that makes you a little bit less anxious because you have a clear future. You know, you can see people working together successfully. You know, you have a process and you're excited to run that process because it actually works. You know what I'm saying? So things start to become normal and you start to really, you know, value your partners as you realize, you know, you become closer because you're recognizing the strengths in each other, and even, you know, your weaknesses, you're covering them and you're kind of figuring out how to compromise for each other and on each other's behalfs for the greater sake of achieving the shared goal, which is the most important aspect of a team. You have to have a shared goal, and then everyone on the team would be, this is Eric talking to me right now, what would be the timeline for getting and signing a client, and what are you focusing on location? What would be the timeline for getting and signing a client? Hold on, I'm gonna reply to that. So, you know, let me get into this. Let me get into this.